Good evening to everyone. As Sharon said, for those that don't know me, my name is James Murray, and I've been in this business for quite a while. Uh, so what I'm going to share with you this evening, most of us probably done seen it, but repetition, going over things over and over again until it really sticks into our head. And that's when we can really get this business moving for all of us. So what I want to go over is the dreams and goals. Now, it's one thing that I found out being in business and just being around people that make money and have their business going in the right directions, reading motivational books, listening to motivational speaking. This is the number one thing they always talk about. Do you have a dream? Do you have a goal? You know, do you have a why, a compelling reason? You got to have all of those things if you're really serious about taking your business to the next level. So let's look at some of the things that we need to have. And it's only 6 steps. It's only 6 steps here. So the first step, you must have a specific goal. Now, let me just reiterate on these 6 steps. If you have not applied these 6 steps into your life right now, being in business, then maybe that's why we don't have a business flourishing like it should be flourishing. So, number one, you must have a specific goal. Okay. You must have a specific time to achieve that goal. It can't be something that takes forever. You got to put a reasonable time there to achieve that goal. You must write it down. That's very important to write it down. And when you write it down, you can really write it down and paste it in multiple places in your house, on your car, but something to have that dream and goal right in front of you. It's very important. Out of sight, out of mind. You must develop a plan to achieve your goal. How are you going to achieve that goal? I know for me, it's called just flapping your wings in the wind. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. But you got to have a specific plan on how you're going to achieve that goal. All business run on a plan of how to achieve, even your multi-million-dollar business. That's what they have meetings for all the time. You must decide the price you are willing to pay. See, for myself, and maybe somebody out there can resonate to that. For myself, I haven't found that price that I was willing to pay. Because if I did, my business would be moving in a much bigger direction right now. And that's very important. See, a lot of people are not willing to pay the price, but they want the prize. You can't get the prize without paying the price. A lot of people want to make $1 million. So there's a lot of things that people want, but there's a price to pay. Now, I will say this. If you're not willing to pay the price to win, then you're paying the price to lose. So there's a price to pay one way or another. You have to decide that. You must think about your goal every day. You must come obsessed with it. That's why if you write it down, post it everywhere, you look at it every day, because once you're looking at it every day and you're burning that image into your brain, your brain begins to take over, and it will definitely move you in the right direction. But you have to look at it every day. So those are the 6 steps, they're easy to do. Now, I would like to say I know a lot of us that's on here tonight, we don't have any new guests. And I would say, look yourself in the mirror and say, why we don't have a new guest. I have to ask myself the same question. Why don't I have new guests? Well, maybe we need to look at this right here. Maybe we need to look at our goals. Have we written our goals down? Have we done the things that's right here in front of us? We have the play. Have we ran the play? And to be honest, and I'm speaking for myself, if I have done that, then there will be guests on this call tonight. there will be guests on this call. So I would encourage everybody, to, if you haven't done this, go back and look at this and put it in play. Now, down here at the bottom says dreams and goals works. You put your name on it, your class period, your date. And we talk about our dreams, no limits to your dreams. That's the first thing. Dream again. A lot of us are living in a nightmare, and we daydreaming. We're not really dreaming. When you dream about the goals you want, the things you want, now we take those dreams and we begin to make our goals. Place a date beside each goal. How are you going to achieve that goal? Once that is completed, you go up here to the third process. Your purpose. What is your purpose? Now, that is hard for many of us to find. I've been talking to Stroh for years about my purpose. And I would call him up. I said, I got my purpose, Stroh. And he go, yeah, okay, what is it, James? And I say, it's this. Then we'd be talking again. I said, I think I really found my purpose now. He said, yeah, let me hear it, James. Yeah. Okay. A purpose and a compelling reason is something hard for us to find in life. What are we willing to fight for? What are we willing to die for? See, that's why a compelling reason is hard to find, because we're so complacent. We have jobs. We got a little bit of income coming in. We don't want to get outside of that. So it's hard to find that compelling reason. Most people that are at the top in any business is because they had a drive and they had a compelling reason. Okay. They said, this is never going to happen to me again. And they went to work. They put all 6 steps in place. So that's the most important thing. Now, with all that being said, you have to ask yourself, and I had to ask myself that too, are you really serious about your business? Because if you are, then I challenge everyone that's on here tonight, and that's including myself, to go back to your goals and dream sheets. Put your name on it, print it out, email it, mail it to Terrence. Okay? That's a simple task. And that will be your first task is like, I'm getting ready to move my business in a new direction. Okay? So think about, if you're having a hard time finding your compelling reason, that's what we have Coach for. Maybe he can kind of pick it out of you. But I would say this to the team. This is what training is all about. I would like to challenge everyone on here. I'm in the challenge too, that we need to get more guests on here. But in order to get more guests on here, we have to really believe in what we're doing. You gotta really ask yourself, do you believe in this business? Because this business saves lives. How many lives are you really out there saving? How many lives am I out there really saving? It's in the numbers. I was looking on, I know this is a little bit out of the goals and dreams, but I need to share this tonight. I was looking on in the back office, and where Terrence posted, I don't know, maybe this might have been a year ago, a couple years back, everybody goals and dreams. And I'm like, were they really true to what they were saying? It was, we had a lot of people on there. I'm not going to call out names, but they're all in the back office. And I'm going to be in Infinity. I'm going to do this. We say a lot of things out of our mouths, what we're going to do. But if we was to follow the principles, if we would follow the steps, the goal sheets, writing it down, step by step, we can achieve it. But I think and that's including me, we all have a lot of lip service. We talk about a good game, but we don't, when it comes time, we're not swinging for the fence. We ain't hitting home runs. Matter of fact, we're not even hitting We're not even hitting singles. We're not getting on the base. Okay. So it is time. We all, I mean, this year is over with. Look around. This year is over with. And we're getting ready to go into a new year. So to go into that new year, it's time to prepare for it. And let's go into battle. We have all the ammunition we need to go into battle. And I'm gonna leave you with this. I heard a motivational speaker speaking the other day. I shared it with Terrence. It said change starts on the inside, not on the outside. See, we got to change on the inside, okay, so that we can manifest it to come on the outside. That produces cash flow. A lot of people get into business, and the first thing you think about is how we're gonna make more money. How we're gonna recruit more people. We're looking on the outside. Well, to increase your cash flow, you got to change on the inside. You got to change that mindset. When you change those things on the inside, like doing your dreams and goals sheets, following the strategies, when you change on the inside, it will manifest on the outside to bring you all the cash flow that you want to have. Man, that makes a lot of sense. So I'll leave you with this. Michael Jackson says, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. That concludes my dreams and goals presentations. I love this team. So let's go do something big, all of us. All right, Mr. Terrence, it's back to you, big guy. That concludes my presentation.